Hey guys, Luma here, and welcome back to my Skies of Arcadia Legends Let's Play. I wanted to go ahead and start with Doc, so I'll meet you guys there. Oh, I think he's gonna evolve. Hey Vice, look, something's different about him. What's wrong? I don't know, he looks different for some reason. I don't know why or how, but it looks like every time he grows, his body changes in other ways too. Thank you, Vice. Piccolo says thank you too. His name is Piccolo, huh? Cute name. And tell him that I'll bring him even more fish next time, okay? Yeah. Okay. Maria can actually talk to that bird? It sure seems like it. I don't know for sure, though. But either way, it looks like they understand each other on some level. Now that I think about it, even her older sister... Doc? I'm sorry, I was lost in thought. Doc, please, tell me more about Ramirez. When you first knew him, I must know. I need to know what happened to him, what changed him so. Sounds like you've got some pretty personal reasons for wanting to know. Very well, I told you about how Ramirez and I met, right? Well, soon after that, we were sent to Ixtataca just after Valua had begun to occupy the area. What's wrong, Ramirez? Ever since we got to Ixtataca, you've looked troubled. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Well, if I may speak freely, I feel that Valua is wrong in its ways, in the way it treats the Ixtatacans. Hey, wait a minute there, Ramirez. Putting the people into slavery, forcing them to mine for moonstones, and all for Valua's profit, it's horrible. Ramirez, you're absolutely right. I, as a father of two, feel the same way. I feel a sadness deep in my heart for the plight of the people of Ixtataca. How's this then? I will personally express these grievances to the Empress herself. Let me deal with it, Ramirez. Thank you, my lord. One day, we ran into Admiral Galcian in Ixtataca. Back then, Lord Galcian was still just another admiral in the Armada, but stories of his military prowess were spreading rapidly. Actually, the reason why Valua had so easily conquered Ixtataca and occupied it was due to the great military feats of Lord Galcian. Of course, Ramirez went straight to Galcian, being the root of all evils in Ixtataca. Lord Galcian, how can you treat the Ixtatacans like this? It's despicable. Ramirez, you can't talk like that to an admiral. Stay out of this, Doc. This has nothing to do with you, and no matter what happens, I know Admiral Mendoza will stand up for me. Admiral Mendoza? Fool. What did you say? How dare you speak ill of Admiral Mendoza? I will not stand here and let you tarnish his honor. It was not Mendoza that I called a fool. It is you, boy, who follow him so blindly, that is the fool. What did you say? People are not to be trusted. Depend on a person too much, and they will betray your trust sooner or later. I only believe in power. Power will never betray you, and that is why I searched this land for an even greater power, and if such a power exists, I swear, it shall be mine. You will someday understand the meaning of my words. When that day comes, I will be waiting for you. That was the first time Ramirez and Galcian had ever met. If I had only stopped Ramirez back then, things may have turned out much differently. Uncle Doc?
All right.
Wait a second, Maria. I'll be right there. Ever since she started talking again, Maria stopped using that bell, and now she calls me by name. And it always makes me feel weak in the knees whenever she calls me Uncle. I'm such a sucker for those pretty little eyes. Alright, we'll get out of your way. You're probably busy anyway. We'll talk to you about Ramirez some other time, okay? Sure thing, and don't forget to bring more moonfish. Alright, and he actually gave us a pretty cool item. It is the Defensive Aura, which makes you invulnerable to any regular attack, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it on Aika, considering in the last fight we had some issues with her just being attacked. We also do have another Constitution gem, which will just prevent any adverse effects, so we now have two of those, which is very cool. Both are really cool items to get. I think the Constitution Gem is like a super rare drop in the Dark Rift, so if you didn't get one in there, you can get one now from Doc and Maria, which is totally awesome. We are going to go ahead and make our way over to fight the ever so threatening Angel of Death. Vice, today is the day that I take your life. Hey now, just wait a second there. You mind telling us exactly why you hate Vice so much? I despise all air pirates. That's why I became a hunter of you despicable people. It all started 7 years ago when my family was brutally murdered by air pirates. And that is where I saw you, Vice, among the air pirate scum that took my family from me. Huh? You've got to be mistaken. We're blue rogues. We'd never do something like that. Silence, blue, black, you're all the same. You all deserve to die. My only purpose in life since then has been to deliver justice unto the air pirates that destroyed my life. Vice, it is time for me to have my revenge. Have at you.
On guard.
Alrighty, so apparently we've done something to her father, which I highly doubt because it really just doesn't sound like something we would do. There's not really anything that's going to give us a super great advantage over the puppy and her at the same time. They're kind of opposing colors. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to green and just call it good. Alright, you're never going to believe this, guys, but we are going with the Justice Shield, Delta Shield combo. Oh my gosh, so original, right? But we are going to go ahead and try and work on getting this puppy down. You do want to be really careful with Piastel in this turn. She is going to be quite brutal and she has petrified us. That is really unfortunate. Oh no. I think that'll also prevent the Glyph of Might that Fina was about to put on him. Oh, did it prevent it? It did. That's a shame. What a waste of a turn. He was going to use the Glyph of Speed on us as well. Alright, let's go ahead and Delta Shield again. She's going to go ahead and use Lunar Cleansing, and he's going to go ahead and use Justice Shield. Hopefully we'll be able to get this turned around real quick. I might actually go ahead and put a Constitution Gem on Fina right now, because if she gets petrified, that'll be really irritating. I mean, it's irritating if Vice gets it too, but the Captain's Hat is just not worth giving up. You know what I mean? You know what I could do is I could put it on both of them technically, and then if I'm like a genius, I could remember to actually put the Captain's Hat on before I plan having Vice use like a big attack. That could be something we do. But that was really unfortunate. I did not realize she was going to petrify me. Of course, the puppy is going to do puppy things. He's going to heal and he's going to cast Noxus. It'd be cool if we could block the healing for her. That would be a really cool mechanic, honestly. Switch over to red. We're going to go for the puppy here. Aika is going to continue using Delta Shield. Fina needs to heal the group, unfortunately, so we are going to have her use a Sacrum Crystal. And then he's going to continue using a Justice Shield. It's kind of hard to remember, but she also has the chance of casting magic that can really suck and like wipe out the whole party, so you kind of don't ever get to take Aika off of Delta Shield unless you're willing to risk this Eternez right here. But I think if we're smart, we can kind of time it because she switches between physical and magic attacks. So I think next round I'm going to be brave and I'm going to risk it. We might regret this. We really might. Just so I can have the extra spirit points and also so I can buff the party in full, because I would really like to do that. Alright, so Enrique's stuck in Justice Shield prison as always, and man, I keep not skipping it. I'm really trying to, but it's a really fast window of opportunity, unfortunately. She's using a physical attack, which is perfect, because we did not use Delta Shield. I'm actually going to try and use the girls to buff. Oh my god, he got petrified. I really hope that goes away the next turn. Please, puppy, attack him or something. Not my Justice Shield. No. No, Enrique. Maybe I should put that ring on Enrique. Honestly, I think losing Enrique is scarier than losing Aika. Hopefully next round is a magic attack. That'll really help us. It missed Enrique, of course. That's okay, though. He doesn't really need the Glyph of Speed if he's using Justice Shield every round. Oh my god, and the puppy buffed them. Oh no. Oh no, I really wish the puppy was gone. Alright, this might be a really risky turn here, but I'm gonna go ahead and have Aika cure. We can't guard anyways, and he needs to be healed, but I also need to get this stupid puppy out of the way. This might be a bad time. Oh, she's using Eterna's. Oh my god, no, 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 no. I should have not risked it. I should have used Delta Shield. Oh, please don't hit anybody. Oh my gosh, what if the whole party just wiped right here? That would be so embarrassing. Oh, it hit Fina and it hit Aika. That's okay, we can recover from this. We're getting the puppy out of the way right now. Okay, puppy is down. Unfortunately, Enrique didn't get any healing, so that sucks a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead. He's gonna go ahead and use the Resilium Crystal. Go ahead and get Aika up so that we can protect ourselves from the magic. She is going to use a physical attack next turn, so he needs to use Justice Shield instead of picking up Fina or healing himself. Here she goes with Tempest Dance, and she's going for Vice, which is actually pretty good because Vice is full health right now. We can turn this around. Don't worry, guys. Oh my god, she does so much damage. Even Vice wouldn't be able to take that without the Justice Shield. That's insane. Alright, Aika is back up, which is perfect. Alright, here's the hope for this round. She's gonna use magic. That's what I'm hopeful for. Like I said, it tends to alternate every turn. So hopefully we can go ahead and protect. And we did, yes. Okay, so that leaves us with Vice using Pirate's Wrath, and then hopefully this isn't enough damage to actually take her out, and it's so not. Oh my goodness. But Enrique will be able to pick up Fina right here, which is perfect as well. And then Fina can hopefully debuff her the next turn, because we kind of needed Fina for that. Alright, so we're gonna have him protect. Hopefully she does a physical attack this turn. I really do want to remove her debuff, so we will of course have Fina use Lunar Winds. Oh, she's using Deluge. Oh, this hits everybody. This is like Rain of Swords, basically. Her version of it. So that was a bit unfortunate. We do have her down to half health now, but we're gonna need to heal again next turn. I honestly don't know if her attack pattern's gonna change either, so I kind of feel like I have to use Delta Shield and Justice Shield next turn just to make sure. But at least she won't have Incremus on her anymore, because that's really not great, her having that buff. She's a very hurty girl. 1 damage? That is so sad. We have not seen a number that low in a while. My goodness. Alright, everybody's still up. That's all that matters. As long as everybody's still up, we're doing okay. Alright, my hands are kind of tied in what I can do in this round. Basically, my only option is to save Vice, because he's petrified, of course. It's really a shame. Her Petrify has a really high chance of triggering. It's just really not fair. It'd be cool if ours had the same chance. There we go. Alright, Vice is back in this. We do have enough for a Pirate's Wrath, and I'm gonna go ahead. We probably don't need a Delta Shield right now since we just had her use a magic attack, so go ahead and heal. Vice probably doesn't have his Glyph of Might anymore, so I'm gonna try and have her buff him first, but that's probably not gonna happen. What she's probably going to do is use a physical attack this turn, so of course we're going to rock the Justice Shield. I might be able to buff Vice before he attacks, we'll see. Yeah, she's using a physical attack. At least it's not Deluge. Deluge sucks, honestly. But hopefully we can buff Vice before he gets off the Pirate's Wrath, because I would really like that, honestly. Oh, and we didn't. That's okay. He's still going to do a ton of damage to her because we've got that Captain's hat on. Alright, this is probably going to be our last turn, and I realized I had Vice in the wrong color this whole time because I wasn't paying attention. But we're going to make sure that we've got all our bases covered, and it was good because she's using Deluge, which is very annoying. It won't take us out though, fortunately. And Vice is going to get her out of the way with this last Pirate's Wrath. There we go, 6,000 damage, absolutely insane. Father, am I doomed to never win? To never avenge your death? Pistol, tell me what happened 70 years ago. I want to know. I need to know why you think I killed your family. Very well. Perhaps it will help jog your memory as well. 7 years ago, I was a young girl of 10 years. My father was a soldier in the Valuan Armada. My entire family lived aboard his ship as we sailed the Valuan skies together. One night, I was awakened by a loud explosion and rumbling. I rushed to the deck and found nothing but a sea of flames. But I could see through the flames that an air pirate ship was fast approaching. The rest of my family was on the bridge of our ship, but the flames were too strong. I couldn't get through to them. My father used to always tell me that in situations like this, to save myself first. I was so worried about my father and my baby sister, but instead, I rushed to the room where we kept the lifeboats. That is where I ran into an air pirate, a red-haired air pirate girl. Wait a second, that was you? Yes, it was I, and for whatever reason, even though you were invading our ship, I found you unarmed. I reacted as the soldier my father had raised me to be. Without a second thought, I drew my knife. I threw it with the intention to kill, but my knife missed its mark. It's because you, Vice, and jumped in the way to protect her. And my knife struck your cheek. Yes, that scar on your cheek is from the knife that I threw. And while you were both still disoriented, I made my way to the lifeboat and left you to burn on the ship that you destroyed. I later learned that the flagship Aquila did not sink, and that they found my father's corpse. The doctors say it was not the fire that killed him, but a sword wound. I always heard that my sister was alive, but I have no idea where she is now. That is when I swore that I would have vengeance on the air pirates that destroyed my life. That is when I became a hunter of air pirates. Now do you understand, Vice? Now do you understand why I hate you so? Pistol, I hate to tell you this, but you've got a few things mixed up. We weren't the ones that attacked you. We just happened to be in the area when we saw that your ship was in trouble. We boarded your ship to try and help. How dare you? You think your lies will fool me? I remember that incident too. I remember everything that happened. When we were getting prepared, I just figured it was a rescue mission. I was careless and didn't think I would need my weapons. And because of me, because of my stupidity, Vice got hurt. All because of my carelessness. Aika. Pistol, you've got to believe me. We weren't the ones that attacked your ship. I would never lie about that day. Not after what happened to Vice. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I did. Is that all you have to say? Pistol. Vice, I will come for you one last time. And then I will put everything on the line. I will put an end to this cat and mouse game. Understood. Just call me at the Sailors Guild, like always. Alrighty, so we are definitely getting a lot more story with them, that is for sure. We're actually going to continue our side quest though. We want to make our way over to Gordo's Bistro for the last item of the Cabal skewers, so I will meet you guys there. I see. It appears that you're searching for exquisite ingredients. Fortunately, we use Cabal here in my restaurant. I would be very glad to give you some. It's always best to marinate it for a day or two before cooking it. That's when it tastes best, and good Cabal is very hard to come by. Well then, about those two other ingredients. Gentum can easily be found in Maramba. It is easily recognizable for its scent. Perhaps you should go to the very center of the trade itself, Nazrad. I'm sure you'd be able to find something there. And what else were you looking for? Yes, kale. The spice of dreams, as it is sometimes called. Not only does it cover the stench of old meat, it adds a wonderfully indescribable taste to it as well. But alas, I have heard rumors that kale trees have not been seen for quite some time and are thought to no longer exist. In the Eastern world, there is an island where they say spice trees grow. Maybe you should start your search there. Alright, so he does give you a ton of hints, and we already have the two other things, but I wanted to go through all of that because I wanted to talk about how I bought kale because of this game, and that Gordo betrayed me because kale is like the worst thing I've ever had in my entire life. But with that, I will go ahead and meet you guys at the tavern in Esperanza. What? You found all three ingredients? Yep, here you go. Some gentum, kale, and cabal. Yes, this is it. With these ingredients, I'll be able to make my mother's special cabal skewer. And just wait here, I'll make some cabal skewers. Thanks for waiting. Would you please bring this to my mother in Maramba now? This quest really has you guys going back and forth like a ton, but I will go ahead and meet you guys back in Maramba. You're back? I said you were persistent, but this is ridiculous. What? You wish me to taste another cabal skewer? Alright, I give in. Let me taste it. I can't believe it. This tastes exactly like my cabal skewer. Your daughter says she never once forgot about the time she spent with you, and she hasn't forgotten anything you ever taught her. And the proof is in that cabal skewer. She tried so hard to make it just like yours. Please, she's begging for your forgiveness. Tell her that it'll taste even better if she leaves it on the fire for another 30 seconds. Huh? What do you mean by that? Are you forgiving her? Yes, you've won me over. I didn't think I could ever forgive her, but perhaps I was wrong. Perhaps I was at fault as well. Alrighty, so we have finally made some progress in this relationship, and we can go ahead and go back to Esperanza to tell the daughter the good news. Did you bring the cabal skewer to my mother in Maramba like I asked? What did she say? She said it was almost perfect. Well, actually, she said you could probably cook it for a minute longer, but the taste was perfect. Really? I'm so happy. I'm sure my mother has forgiven me now. I can't thank you people enough. Please, take this. It's a token of my gratitude. If you're ever in the area, please don't hesitate to come and visit me. And with that, we got our third and final Abertram, which is super awesome. Alright, so I went ahead and traveled up here by myself. I am in what's known as the Land of Loopers, on top of the Looper's Nest here. Loopers are mysterious creatures, rarely seen even by the most seasoned of sailors. They nest in the stone reefs, and their young stay in their nests until they mature. Loopers are white at birth, but they turn various colors as they age. Not really all that mysterious. It's like one of the first things you actually run into in this game besides like a maraca. And they're so annoying in the beginning of the game. But there is actually something even cool here. It is another one of the giant monsters. Alright, so like I said, this is the Land of Loopers, so let's go ahead and equip our black map. I was hoping to avoid this, but seems that's not the case. I'm going to go ahead and Delta Shield, because there is a few blue loopers here, and I want to avoid their Slipara. That would definitely be unfortunate, but the next round we should be able to go ahead and use a Rain of Swords to protect ourselves. But yeah, an insane amount of loopers. This is such a good place to farm money, or honestly moonberries if you wanted to. I don't think I will be doing that personally, but I've definitely done it before in playthroughs where I just had like an egregiously over-leveled team with like all of the power seeds. I think they're Paranta seeds that you could like afford. And my Vice was insanely overpowered. It was definitely a lot of fun. Alright, but with that, let's go ahead and do a Rain of Swords here and get rid of all of these guys on the playing field. This is honestly the best way to do it just because loopers are so frustrating to hit. I honestly haven't seen anyone do it any other way that I know of. Oh, my goodness. He was upside down for a second. That was so weird. Alright, so this fight isn't too difficult with the giant looper here. However, he does have a really annoying gimmick where he likes to run away from the fight if you do too much damage to him. So I'm genuinely not entirely sure how to approach it, but we will see. I think what you want to do is not hit him too hard, but we'll find out by trial and error for sure. Oh, and there's his looper ring. I believe this is his only attack, but it looks pretty awesome. Yeah, 3,800. Okay, so we won't have to worry too much about getting hurt. That is fantastic. Oh, and he just like disappeared. So I guess that's another gimmick that he does where you might not be able to hit him is he just switches where he is. That's pretty cool. That's what all these rings are for. I forgot about that. That's awesome. I just remember being frustrated because he kept running away. Alrighty, so we do have a C square. I think I am going to go ahead and just use an ancient cannon. But again, I'm going to kind of skip this turn and wait for that moonstone cannon on the next turn. I'm not wanting him to run away. That's definitely a huge concern. And he's doing the looper ring again. Yeah, I don't think he has any other attacks. I think that's really all he has. But I remember spending so long trying to do this battle because I like could not figure out why he kept running away from the battle, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully I haven't done too much to him. Oh, and that actually did a lot of damage to him right there, so we should be good with like a moonstone cannon. Oh, please tell me he didn't just run away. That's like the second ring he's gone through in this turn. Oh, I hope I didn't do too much damage to him. Please come back. Oh, he popped back up. Okay, hi. I'm happy to see you too. Alright, so I decided to go ahead and buff ourselves before we use the Moonstone Cannon. I'm not too terribly worried. Oh god, I hope I remembered to put on the captain's hat. I can't remember now. Ooh, it'll be really unfortunate if I forgot to do that. We might not do enough damage to get rid of him, so hopefully the Incrum gets us through it. It looks like he's starting to do more damage to us over time with the Looper Ring, which is not too bad. Alright, here's the moment of truth. We got our Moonstone Cannon now. Our Incrum is on. I forgot my captain's hat, so let's hope. Oh, that looks awesome on him. There he goes. He is out of here. Alright, like I said, I don't have much of an interest in grinding over here, so I'm going to go ahead and make my way to the next area to continue the story, but I will meet you guys over there. Alright, so I'm pretty fortunate that I ran into this moving discovery. Unfortunately, we are chasing it, which does suck a little bit. You have found the paper airship. Nobody knows how this piece of paper survived the trial of ages. Perhaps it is a mystery that will never be solved. Some say that inscribed upon the paper is a map to a fabled land, but nobody knows the truth. And I love how we just let it fly off. Like, that's insane. You're telling me it holds a secret and you're just gonna let it fly off? That's insane. And you're a pirate? No, I don't believe it. This one's automatic. So you have found the lands of ice. A frozen continent sleeping quietly under the light of the purple moon. Ancient legends and myths speak of it as a land of the dead, but its true nature remains unknown until its discovery by Vice, the Blue Robe. I love how we're added to those, like we knew what we were doing. Alright, with that being said, I'm not entirely sure where the rest of the discoveries are, so I will have to work on finding them. And I'll try my best to tell you guys too, but I don't know. I know there's like one maybe right here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, cool. So you found the ice bird. A strange bird that lives on islands of ice. Its small wings are not suited for flight, so it feeds by jumping for fish that float nearby. They are model parents. Males and females take turns caring for an egg, never leaving it until it hatches. Alright, nice. We did find that one. There is one that's over this way, I believe. It actually might be over here. And I think I just missed it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. You have found the ice lens. A giant lens made purely of ice, it is supposedly impervious to heat. Legend has it that the people of the ancient world used the lens to burn ships out of the sky or to see faraway lands. But then, why was the focal point last centered on Glacia itself? Very interesting. That makes it sound like someone pointed it that way. There is a giant flying monster there. I'm not quite ready to face it, so we're going to pretend we did not see it. Because we have the discovery, the Aurora, right here. A spectacle of light that has graced the skies above the lands of ice since ancient times. Auroras are thought to be caused by the gravity of the moons, and once every few thousand years, a convergence of the moons create auras worldwide. Alright, and with that, we can go ahead and make our way to fight this freaky deaky, nightmarish looking thing. I would absolutely simply perish if I saw this. What is that thing? Is it an insect or something? Wow, there are things like this flying around. Now this is why I love sailing. You never know what you'll run into. An absolute nightmare? Oh, and I didn't heal up from the last fight, so that's a bit unfortunate. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and still attack with a Vice. It's my understanding in this fight that you're going to have a hard time hitting anything, and then we'll go ahead and just have him use a deluxe kit here. Yeah, but it's my understanding that this thing just is really hard to hit. It's not necessarily super insanely tough, but you're just going to miss a lot and be a little frustrated. So we will see how our luck goes. We had a lot of luck with the giant looper, and I'm hoping we just continue that trend. Who knows, maybe we'll luck out and get like a moonstone cannon to take this thing out, but I could see how it's easy to miss because like this thing is paper thin essentially, and what you can hit if it's like directly facing you, you could easily just like shoot through its like web there. So oh god, it's so gross though. I do not like that at all. Alright, let's see if it does a new attack here. Again, I'm not entirely sure what attacks it has. So far it's just done spiral on us. Looks pretty cool, but I'm not sure how it's a spiral. I don't see it. Alright, let's see if we hit here. Moment of truth, and we did! Oh, we did not take out much health. That's unfortunate. So it's not as flimsy as the giant looper, that's for sure. It's too thin. We can't hit it from this side. Oh, gosh. Get behind it. I don't know. What is the behind of it? Can we even tell? Okay, we got behind it. This should give us an advantage. Behind it. Are you sure that thing has a front and a back? They both look the same to me. Just leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. If I say it's the back, okay? Just fire at it. Me. Alright, so it looks like we did get the chance to use the Moonstone Cannon, which is super awesome. Go ahead and just throw another deluxe kit, and then we're going to focus up in case we have another round with this thing. Like I said, not as flimsy as the Giant Looper. I am wondering if you could have faced the Giant Looper sooner. I don't think you could have, because that stone reef was between us and it, and then there was like the Dark Rift, which you also can't fly through, so I think we faced the Giant Looper as soon as we could. But I feel like it would have been cooler to face it sooner. Honestly, like, it's such a cool thing to run into, and it's such a shame that you don't really have much of a reason outside of grinding to go back to the land of loopers. Oh, it's got a new attack here, Shaggy. Ooh. Don't have epilepsy while you do that. Okay, my goodness, that was a lot of flashing lights. That was a really weak attack. Darn, I was so excited for that, and I got let down. Alright, it's starting to run away. See, I told you this was the back. Alright, let's go after it. Sure, whatever, Vice. Well, beginning pursuit. I think, honestly, I'm just gonna unleash on it. Like, we have so many spirit points now, I think we will be okay to just unload on it. And I think that's about all we can do. Yeah, the other cannon costs 9, so that's fine. We'll just focus up in case we have another turn after this, but I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. It's gonna continue attacking. Honestly, this thing is pretty wimpy, and it's running away from us now, so I can't imagine that it's gonna start doing a ton more damage. And I think we will get through this like a breeze if we can just actually connect. So there goes the Arc Whale Torpedo. Fina should start going after. I don't know that Fina will be able to do enough damage at all. Ooh, never mind. Go girl, 4,600. So proud of you. She's definitely not my power user. I probably could have gone with Enrique. Enrique is kind of catching up to the rest of the group when it comes to strength and starting to surpass the girls, but man, it has been a slow journey with him, and we missed with all 3 of them. That's unfortunate. I wonder if the yellow turns are when you have like a really low chance of hitting. I'm not trying it out for science though. Ship battles take so long, there's no time for science. Alright, so we do have a C-square to use to our advantage, so I don't think we'll have to worry about it too much. Unfortunately, in the second round of attacks, he is going to hit us, so we're guarding and maybe healing up in case we miss him. Oh my gosh. So hopefully things work out well for us. Alright, here he goes again with the spiral. He's starting to do a little bit more damage as like time goes on in this fight, but he's really not doing anything to us. He's been attacking us about 2 times every turn, and he's doing nothing, honestly. The evasive action was a day late and $1 short. Enrique. Here we go, and we got them. Down they go. Alrighty, and I'm not too terribly sure where the next discovery is. I'm pretty sure it's in this general direction, though. It's on one of these ice thingies, and I'm just not entirely sure which one. So I'm going to be going along them and button mashing like my life depends on it, and hopefully I run into it here. There we go. You found the frozen giant. A giant furry animal perfectly preserved in ice for more than 20,000 years. It is unknown how the creature came to be frozen here. Perhaps it fell into a crack in a glacier while chasing its prey, or was instantly frozen in some catastrophe. A very cool discovery to go ahead and find. I think I am going to go ahead and end this part here, and I will meet you guys in Glacia the next time around. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one.